What's going on, guys? K-Dub here with another episode of Crypto Zombie. Welcome back to the channel. I am sorry that I haven't been able to make any updates. I have been traveling. As you guys can see, I am actually out here in Dubai. There's a conference going on, and there really hasn't been much going on in the charts, but there is something that I'm seeing right now that we do need to pay attention to. I do think we are due for a massive move. Now, I know this video is coming out at a weird time. It's a little different here over in Dubai. It's also extremely hot. I'm not quite used to this weather. I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty much sweating nonstop out here, but nevertheless, a lot of people have been talking about crypto and, saying that, it's dead and there's just no interest and the institutions don't care and everybody's left. I can tell you from the people that I've spoken to in this city that crypto is not going anywhere. In fact, there is some massive news that I'm gonna drop in this video that you guys have to listen to. This is really incredible. And I know there's a lot going on in the macro space, especially with the Fed, and everyone's worried about what's going on, and they're talking about this decade-long bear market that we're gonna be going into. But I'm gonna tell you why that's probably not going to happen and why crypto's future is actually looking extremely bright. So we're gonna talk about some very big events, and then we're gonna go into why I think we are about to have a massive move for Bitcoin, not just because it's my opinion, but because we are seeing some signals in the chart. So definitely stick around for that. So let's be honest, guys, it's actually been pretty boring for the crypto markets. You can actually see right here, pretty much after this big drop that we had right here around September 13th, it's just been some sideways choppy action, and we've really just been trading, between this range right here. But I'm going to tell you in a minute why I believe that we are about to see some very volatile price action. But before we do, I wanted to sort of touch on the sentiment, that, people are kind of forgetting about crypto and crypto's going away and institutions aren't interested. Well, as I said, guys, I have been out here in the UAE, and I will tell you that there is massive interest. For example, this story right here is huge. So you can see right here, the Middle East has received about $270 billion worth of crypto between July 2020 and June 2021. So that's about a 1,500% increase from the year prior. But that's not even the biggest news. Right here, you could see the world's largest crypto ETF issuer has brought the first physically backed Bitcoin ETP to the Middle East. So we have 21 shares. New product is listed on NASDAQ Dubai, marking the company's first entry into the region. And why this is so important is because it's actually physically backed Bitcoin, okay? So that means that they physically actually have to have the Bitcoin. This is going to create demand. This isn't a futures product. This isn't a derivatives product, right? This is physically backed. So you have Hani Rashwan, the CEO of their parent company, saying that the firm wants all of its products ranging from single asset crypto ETPs to indexes in, you could see right here, every single geography. So this means that at some point we could also finally get that spot Bitcoin ETF even in the US. The executive called the Middle East a crypto hotspot, pointing to the region's standout year-over-year crypto growth. And the value received amid currency devaluation concerns in a number of its countries. So very interesting stuff we can take here. Not only are we actually having this physically backed Bitcoin ETP, but they're also saying that they are seeing a huge growth in crypto due to currency devaluation. And we also saw this with the pound sterling, right? We saw some of the highest purchases of Bitcoin. So the demand is there. It's just in this climate, it's hard to sort of see through all of this FUD and everything that's going on with the Fed and inflation and the raising of the rates and everything. But you could see right here, if you want to just talk about what's happening over in the US, we have the oldest bank in the United States, BNY Mellon, has received regulatory approval to offer cryptocurrencies to its select customers interested in Bitcoin and Ethereum. The approval, and here's the big one, issued by the New York regulator, and we know how tough they can be in New York, right? Will see the lender become the first mainstream bank to offer cryptocurrencies alongside traditional products on the same platform. Now, obviously, you can see right here, the bank is going to store the keys. So, you know what they say, not your keys, not your coins, right? But obviously, we're not talking about, a Celsius situation. I mean, this is BNY Mellon. I mean, these guys have been around for a very long time. And although I'm not a proponent of necessarily handing your keys over to a bank, there are a lot of people out there that are just not willing to self-custody themselves, right? And this could potentially give them that exposure to the asset. So they say the services are expected to go live later this week, with BNY Mellon planning to expand to other customers after meeting the regulatory requirements. Furthermore, BNY Mellon added an internal survey, and here you go, guys, indicating that there is institutional demand for a scalable financial infrastructure that can support both traditional and digital assets. So there is institutional demand, right? And obviously a lot of these guys are waiting for the regulation to come in because they need to know where pretty much Bitcoin and these crypto assets stand, right? There's a lot that's been going on with the SEC. We saw Kim Kardashian getting charged for promoting crypto. And, you know, a lot of these coins could potentially turn out to be securities, but as of right now, Bitcoin and Ethereum looks like something that could be very, very big, massive interest from these potential institutions. And also, you know, speaking on the fact that there still is a lot happening behind the scenes, we could see right here that this was breaking news, obviously 17 hours ago, but I'm over here in Dubai, so, you know, getting this news a little late here, but Google taps Coinbase to bring crypto payments to cloud services. They announced a deal with Coinbase that will allow a select set of customers to pay for its cloud services using digital currencies such as Bitcoin, and this is going to take effect early next year. So this is just some of the things that are happening in the background, and I know that it can seem kind of tough right now considering the macro landscape that's going on, but if you do read between the lines, there is a lot happening in the background, and it is showing that crypto has a very, very big future. So wanted to do the news in the beginning because there really wasn't much going on in the charts, but now I do want to hop over and show you guys why I think that we are due for a very, very big move. And this isn't just my opinion. This is something I'm seeing right now in the charts, right? So we know that we've been in this giant falling wedge for quite some time, and falling wedges, as you guys know, are bullish, right? They generally tend to break out to the upside. Now, this wedge, you can argue, from this wick has been really forming since back here at around January 4th, and you could say we kind of confirmed the top of it right here on around November 8th. And, you know, of course, we could continue, you know, it's always possible we could break to the downside, but ultimately, we are eventually looking for a very, very big move once we do have that breakout. And the fact that this wedge has been forming for so long makes this pattern even more significant, right? This is on the weekly. This isn't even something just happening on the 4-hour. But let me explain why we are looking for some massive volatility. So these are the Bollinger Bands on the daily. And you could see right now how close these are. Look at how tiny these bands are. And you know, the closer these bands get, the more likely we are to have a very, very big move. You could see right here, if you guys can see, you know, they were getting really tight and we had a breakout to the downside, right? Of course, it doesn't always have to go to the downside. If we go back a little bit farther over here, you know, you could see right here, look at this, really tight right here, right? And once we finally started to break out, we had this pretty much massive run to the upside. And you could see every time we do have these small consolidated moves, even this one, I mean, this is kind of a bigger one, but even that, you know, was a continuation to the upside. And if we just look at the size, just look at the size alone, we haven't seen the bands this close, this tight, since really all the way back over here. So we are seeing some similarities. Could this mean that the bottom is totally in? You know, we've been saying that for a while on the channel. Could we be wrong eventually? Possibly, but we have not gone lower ever since we had this wick right back here on June 18th, right? So that's one reason why we could be looking for a big move. Another reason is because we have this legacy trend that has been holding us down on this linear scale, right? Every time we hit it, we bounce down, we get knocked down. And right here, you could see we've actually broken above it and now started to trend on it as support, right? And this could be the sign that you want to see. This could mean that we are building that structure and maybe we are looking for that breakout to the upside. I don't want to get too bullish. I don't know what's going to happen in the US. I know we do have some reports coming out, and obviously everything is macro tied in, so that there is that possibility that, you know, we have one of these reports come out and it's less than desirable, possibly. But ultimately, the level that you really want to clear is this sort of $19,818 level, which we are unfortunately sitting below. And, the reason for that is because if we go all the way back to the previous all-time high back here, way back here, that actually marked the very, very top, right? So not a super important level, but it is that psychological level. So that's what we want to pay attention to. Obviously, if we do fall, the next level is around here of 16,000, because if we actually put the weekly back on, you guys can see, sorry, I don't know. The internet's a little weird here. You can see that is a very significant level with these weekly candle closes. So I'm not saying that, if we have this big move, we're going to have this fake out to the downside and we're going to fall all the way down here to around 16,000. I'm not saying that, but I am saying that if we do break to the downside and this does fail and we don't have this breakout and it is a fake out, then unfortunately that would be the next level that we would go to. I mean, technically you could say maybe right here because we did have that wick, so we'd probably stop maybe somewhere around that $17,800 level. But outside of that, there's really nothing else significant going on at that level, right? So I would anticipate that we would have the breakout to the upside, but the only thing that is, and this is just a slight concern, I'm not saying go crazy, don't take this for face value, have it with a grain of salt, but ultimately we are in a bit of a descending triangle, and descending triangles are technically bearish patterns, but really, a lot of people go, oh, it's a descending triangle, it's definitely going to break to the downside. Well, I mean, yes, it does, but if you see right here, only in about 54% of cases does it break to the downside, right? So, I mean, yes, it does have a higher probability of breaking to the downside, but only by about 4%. So it's really a 50-50 right now with the slight bias to the downside, right? But nevertheless, we are looking for that move. And just to let you guys know, some of the levels that I think are, in the cards, if we do have the breakout, obviously getting above this level here, if as long as we can continue, trending on support, I think we could very easily make it all the way back up to around $22,475. So that would be sort of my ultimate price target if we break out, because you can see the significance of that level, right? We have the wick right here, we have the support right here, we have this candle hitting right here. So this, and I guess you can even argue this kind of little cluster right here. So this is a very, very key level. So it could be possible. And if that was the case, then what would end up happening is we would be sort of putting in, that giant double bottom pattern that we've been speaking about, right? And those are usually very bullish patterns. So obviously, if you guys are interested in learning how to trade, you guys could check out this tutorial that's popping up right here. $16,000 in bonuses. Take advantage of that, guys, if you want, below in the description. But, as I said, pretty much my key level stays the same. I haven't really changed it. The only thing I'm paying attention to mostly is this 89 EMA. And that is sitting at around $18,260. And you can see that this is the 5th month straight that this level has supported us. So as long as we can hold this, then I'm not going to get full on bearish down to 10,000 and all these crazy levels that people are calling for. And also, side note, just to point out, when everybody was saying that Bitcoin was going to go to 100,000, well, it didn't, right? It stopped at around 70, just short of what everybody thought it was going to, just like when everyone thought that we were going to go to 3,000, down to 1,000 right back in here. Excuse me, I'm sorry, guys, I'm on, my bad. That was the wrong chart. Back in here, we never did. We stopped at 3. So usually the markets don't actually get what they want. So, everyone calling for that 10K Bitcoin. If we do have that leg down, maybe we do stop at sort of that 16K level and no one really gets that $10,000 Bitcoin. That's if we even do fall, right? Because usually, the markets are usually wrong, right? The herd is usually wrong. So that's the analysis for today, guys. I will let you know if I see anything. If I don't make videos, it's just because I'm out here and the time zone is completely different. I don't really like making these videos before the stock market's open. It's a little weird. I like to see that, but nevertheless, I also just wanted to touch on this. We are going to have the BSC Hard Fork on Wednesday after they had that $100 million exploit. So for everyone worrying about what to do, pretty much nothing. I mean, if you're holding it, you just hold it, and, they said that the chain is probably going to be paused for a minute. So just, chill out on that day. Don't do anything. And you should be perfectly good on that. So hopefully everything goes well for that. So that's it, guys. Thanks for coming back, to the channel. I do appreciate it. If you guys do want to take advantage of the $8,000 bonus below, just check out the link popping up above. Also check out the links in the description. And you can also just enter the referral code NYNL if you want to get those extra bonus bonuses. But that's it for me. Thank you so much for coming back. You guys rock. So that's it for me, guys. Thank you so much. If I do see anything in charts, I will let you know. Make sure you get subscribed, turn on the bell notification. You guys rock. You're awesome. You're the reason that I make these videos. I love you. Hope you're having an awesome day. See you soon. Stay crypto. And of course, till next time, peace out.